Hello and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Today's practice offers a lovely and gentle stretch to our tired legs and feet. In terms of items, feel free to bring along with you a blanket, as well as a towel or a strap or a long belt, as these will be very supportive for our practice today. And if those items are not available, it's all good. We'll just use our creative minds and go with it. Alrighty, let's wake up our tired legs and feet. Howdy friends, so we begin our practice on our backs. When you arrive there, extend your legs out long, just allow your feet to just fall open, snuggle your shoulder blades underneath your back body to create an opening in the chest, tuck in your chin slightly, and just allow your hands to rest at your sides. Feel free to close your eyes here and breathe. We're just going to be here for a moment, settling into our practice today. And if you are practicing this in real time, you know that we're going through some really tricky and uncertain times. So as I was reflecting upon a practice that could really serve others this week, I thought about our frontline workers, or perhaps even those transitioning back into the workplace, and how, we're working lengthier or longer hours, we're on our feet for a longer period of time. The feet and the legs get a little bit tired. So I figured that this would be a really helpful and useful practice for individuals that stand on their feet for a good portion of their day and may not be used to doing so. And also just for anyone that experiences any tiredness or soreness in the legs and the feet. Okay, let's all take a nice, lovely, juicy breath in together. And then just empty it out. Excellent. Open your eyes if they were closed. Hug your knees in towards your heart center. Perhaps wrap your arms around your shins here and find a nice little gentle rock from side to side, massaging the back of the body, getting some energy flowing, perhaps. And when you feel happy, find some stillness. Release your left foot to the earth, your left knee pointing up towards the sky, and keep your right knee hugged in towards your heart center. Now allow your left hand to fall to the earth or onto your belly. Place your right hand on your right knee and begin to draw very small and slow circles with your right knee. Just taking a moment to open on up through our hips here. Excellent. Now reverse your circle, going in the opposite direction. Amazing. Coming back to center. Now drape your right knee over top of your left thigh here. Place both hands at your sides. Breathe in. And on an exhale, lift your left foot away from the earth, bringing your left shin parallel to the earth, flexing through both of your feet, so keeping active feet here. Imagine that you're pressing them into an imaginary wall. Perhaps you're feeling a nice little stretch going on in the hip area. If you're looking for a little bit of a hamstring stretch, feel free to send your left foot up towards the sky, straightening through that leg here. This is a very active posture, so perhaps you're feeling a little bit of engagement going on in your core, especially the low core. So choose a variation that works for you. Rotate through your ankles, and perhaps your ankles are doing a little snap, crackle, and pop like mine are doing. Excellent. And then when you feel happy, release the sole of your left foot back to the earth and keep your right knee hugged in. Now this is where our towel, our yoga strap, or even our belt comes in handy. If you brought a towel with you to the practice, what I recommend doing is rolling it up lengthwise so that way it's nice and long, like what I've done here. Because I don't have a yoga strap, I just found this. It was part of like some clothing that I have. So this is nice and long. It will be supportive for this next little movement. Now, if you don't have these items, it's all good because I will also provide a suggestion for you as we move along. Okay, so whoopsies as I throw that around. Sorry, Mike. Okay, so keeping the sole of your left foot on the earth here and hugging our right knee in towards our chest still, let's now place our strap around the top of our foot and just beneath where our toes are. So our toes are doing like a little bit of a peekaboo here. Now slide your hands down your item so that way you can allow your shoulders and your head to rest on the mat. Keep a nice generous bend in your knee here. Perhaps you bring your knee a little bit closer towards your chest here, getting a little bit of a deeper stretch. If you are seeking a little bit more, feel free to kick the sole of your right foot up towards the sky, straightening through your leg. And you can even play around with bringing your toes a little bit closer to the back edge of your mat. But this is supposed to be restorative. So, I mean, totally keep a bend in your knee here. You're still getting a nice juicy stretch in there. The blood is flowing in the opposite direction, creating new energy. And if no items are available to you, you can always interlace your hands behind the back of your leg here, so on your hamstring, and just kind of like hold yourself here. Okay, so choose a variation that works well for you. We are here for 3 more breath cycles. Excellent. Release the item, place it off to your side for now, and then release the sole of the right foot on the earth. And now we're just going to take it on over to the other side. So hugging now our left knee in towards our chest, placing our right hand wherever it feels natural. And now let's just draw some slow circles with our left knee now. Feeling it out. Reverse your circle. Excellent, and then eventually come on back to center. Drape your left ankle now over top of your right thigh. Release both hands to the earth, palms face down, breathe in. And on an exhale, lift your right foot away from the earth. Again, bringing your right shin parallel to the sky, flexing through your feet if you're really looking for a nice hip stretch here. And if you're looking for that hamstring stretch, you can always send the sole of your right foot up towards the sky, straightening through that right leg here. And breathe. Again, feel free to rotate through the ankle. The beauty of an at-home practice. There's so many options that we can explore here and play around with. Plus, we're being creative by using different props or resources, whatever we have available in our house, really to help us through these postures and help us create and find more ease in these poses. Okay, release the sole of the right foot now to the earth, and then we're gonna hug that left knee into our chest. Take your item of choice. And if you're working without an item, it's all good. Again, you can interlace your hands behind the back of your thigh here, placing that strap right at the top of the foot. Mine was being a little bit finicky there. And now slide your hands down that strap, bringing your knee a little bit closer to your chest, keeping a nice little bend here. And again, if you're looking for a little bit more, feel free to extend that leg, sending your left foot towards the sky and even bringing your left toes towards the top edge of your mat. So again, lots of options here. And breathe. Feel that blood rushing down the leg. Perhaps you feel like a little tingling sensation going on. 2 more breath cycles here. Excellent. Now place your strap to the side or the item that you brought with you to the practice, and hug the knees in towards your chest. You have two options here. You can fall over, coming through to fetal position and then up to a comfortable seat, or you can place your hands at the backs of your legs here and you can rock and roll the length of your spine until you come to a seated position on your mat. Walk your bum back towards the back edge of your mat here. Place your feet off to the long edges, allowing the toes to just kind of spill off. Swim the hands back and behind you. Loop your shoulders, look forward. You can imagine that you're kind of like basking in some sun right now, soaking up some rays. And now we're gonna melt our knees over to the left side, getting a little internal and external rotation going on. And then on over to the right side. So as you do this movement, you may notice that your bum is traveling. Follow your body as you do this. Over to the left, and then to the right. One more time. Left, and then right. Awesome work. Coming back to center, extend your legs out long in front of you. Your legs or your heels will be roughly in line with your hip points here. Flex through your feet, so toes pointing up towards your face. Loop your shoulders, allow your hands to rest on the mat, and just tuck in your chin slightly. Staff pose. So this is a posture where it looks like there's not much going on, but if you do sit in this pose for quite a bit of time, you will begin to notice that the hip flexors are working really hard. There's a lot of engagement happening in the legs and also in the back body. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of yoga for the feet now. So let's spread our toes nice and wide and then curl our toes in as if we're making a fist with our toes. Okay, so spread the toes, curl. Spread, curl, spread and curl. One more time, spread and curl. Awesome. And now we're going to flex the toes towards our face, and then we're going to point the toes away from us. Looks like I just got a delivery. Yeah. Okay, so flex the toes towards the face and point through the toes, really feeling that stretch in the tops of our feet. Flex and point. Flex and point. One more time. Flex and point. Awesome work. Just shake out the legs here. Okay, on your next inhale, send your hands up and overhead towards the sky. Yeah, maybe even like do any kind of movement that feels nice, like a swaying action here. And then on your next exhale, begin to bend your knees quite generously, melting your upper body towards your thighs, placing your hands on your shins, your ankles, or even the soles of your feet. Look forward. And on your exhale, begin to round through the back body, forehead towards your knees here, and breathe into your back body. One more breath cycle. And then roll on up through the spine. Awesome work. Hug your right knee in towards your heart center. So like really give yourself a hug. And then swim your right hand back and behind you. Feel free to keep your left arm hooked around your right knee like this. Or if you would like a little bit more of a twist, you can bring your left elbow so that way now it's connected to your right thigh. And breathe here. Perhaps you look over your right shoulder and find a nodding action up and down. Awesome. Let's take it on over to the other side. So now we're going to hug our left knee in towards our chest. And again, find a variation that works for you here. Swimming the left hand back and behind you to support you. and breathe. Excellent. Back to center. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together, nice and together, knees nice and wide on our mat. Begin to flutter the knees, pretending like we're little butterflies about to take off. Getting a nice little stretch to our low body. Excellent. And then find stillness. Now our thumbs are going to do some work. So use your thumbs to give yourself a nice little self massage. So massaging the arches of the feet here, the tops of the feet, the toes, the heels and the ankles, really whatever feels good. And if you've never done this before, I just encourage you, I invite you to just give it a try, see what happens. You may really enjoy it. You never know, right, unless you try. Awesome. And then when you feel happy with that, take a moment to place your hands on your ankles, loop your shoulders, and then on an exhale, begin to melt your upper body towards the earth, sending your elbows from left to right here. You can imagine that you're kind of looking in a pond out in front of you. You're looking at your reflection. Perhaps you say hello to yourself. Breathe in. And then on your next exhale, begin to round through your back body, chin towards your chest, dropping the crown of your head towards the earth. And breathe here. One more breath cycle. Excellent. And roll on up through the spine, close your knees. We're going to come to lie on our backs again, but this time I'm going to give us some options because I want to take care of everyone. I want to make sure that everyone is set up for success. So option number one, we're going to come to our backs. When you arrive there, place your feet off to the long edges of your mat. Just allow your toes to spill over top of the mat as well. Rest your body here, perhaps snuggle your shoulder blades underneath the back body. Allow your left hand to rest on your heart and your right hand to rest on your belly. And then the knees will spill in, they'll kiss together. And you can just close your eyes and breathe here and relax into this very restorative, yummy posture. Okay. Option number two, and feel free to try that, even if you really enjoyed that one. You can still try this. This is where your blanket or even your towel comes into play. Fold that up, place it behind the back of you at your tailbone, so really hike it up there. And then just lay back on your item. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat, knees pointing up towards the sky. Place your hands at your sides just to support you here. I also like to bring my hands from left to right as well, so you can feel free to do that. Try that one out for this. Breathe in. And then on an exhale, send your right foot on up towards the sky, followed by your left foot. Feel free to keep a nice bend in your knees here to start. And if you want to experiment, you can always straighten out the legs. So what we're doing here is legs up the wall, minus obviously the wall. If you are requiring a little bit more support in this posture, feel free to actually find a wall and do this pose. So we're just really encouraging, again, the blood to flow in the opposite direction. We have this padding here for our low back just to create some support and stability in this pose. And if this is not really feeling supportive, you can always go to option number one, or you can take your strap or whatever you brought with you to the practice and then loop it around or lace it around your feet and hold there. So again, so many different options. choose one that works best for you. All right. We're going to be here for 5 more breath cycles. Excellent, and once you have done 5, just hug your knees in towards your chest once again, and then you can fall over to one side. If you're propped on up to on a blanket or a towel, just be very, very careful making your way to a seated position on your mat. Whew. Okay. Well, I'm really hoping that your legs and your feet are feeling nice and happy after this practice. I hope that you feel like this newfound energy kind of just flowing throughout the body here. If you haven't done so already, kindly subscribe to Yoga with Rachel, as it is the best way to support free yoga content for all. Hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this practice, and please share this video with someone that you believe would benefit from exploring this practice. Comments and questions always welcomed. I encourage them, as I would love to engage in some dialogue with you, so that way I know how your journey is going. Okay, thank you so very much for joining me here today. You are the best. Take care and bye for now.